finally I had to lie my way out of there or we were gonna be held hostage, bitch. Hello you guys, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. Okay, I'm not a singer, but anyways, today, y'all already know what's up. It is MLM horror stories. If you have an MLM horror story that you would like to submit for me to read, I have my email down below and you can send me your MLM horror story typed out, or you can actually record a video. Just make sure it's no longer than 10 minutes. Today, I decided to actually choose MLM horror stories that were different from the norm that we see or from the normal bigger MLMs that we see. So today we'll see smaller MLMs that are not as common to be talked about. I do want your guys' opinions down below. Would you like MLM horror stories to continue on? I know it has been a series on my channel for a while. It is one of my favorite series I've personally ever done, but I'm not sure if you guys are still enjoying it. So I want to make sure that you guys are still loving MLM horror stories and listening to them every single Friday. Personally, I love to do it because I love to give a voice to those that don't want to come on camera and don't want to tell their story to everyone personally, or those who want to do it anonymously. I love that I'm able to tell their stories, but if it's something that you guys aren't enjoying anymore, I don't want to continue to do it because this is the 16th MLM horror story, I believe. So that being said, grab your coffee, grab your tea. It's morning tea with D time, and let's get into today's video. I'm gonna need that for today. The first one is captioned MLM horror story Doterra and my chronically ill mom. It goes, hey, I'm a guy from Washington State. I like to stay anonymous. And my mom was mainly the one involved with this story. She was a victim of this scam through a support group for her lung disease. She didn't tell me about much of this until after the fact, but I was so mad when I found out about everything that had been going on. After going back and forth through messages for about 2 months, the woman came to our house as, the woman came to our house as mom was on 2 oxygen machines and had a hard time going out. I had no idea who she was and introduced herself as one of my mom's medical consultants when I answered the door. This woman looked like a total Karen to the letter and had a small rolling suitcase, more stuff than any actual medical professional would have. I was skeptical and sat in on the consultation while it was happening. She went through and gave her pitch, not once asking more than surface questioning and assuming things about overall situation. She even tried to say her oils were pet safe and rubbed some on my young kitten. Obviously, she wasn't a medical professional and was tripping over her words as I asked questions about what clinic she was under and if she had credentials. After she started to get overwhelmed, mom told me I was being rude and to wait in another room. An hour later, my mom spent $70 on essential oils and a diffuser. It took 2 weeks to realize something was off after we had several oils for different things around the house. Most notably, both cats were getting sick way more often than before. Unfortunately, it took another few weeks to know that some of the specific oils that were sold to us were bad for our cats, and when we stopped all use, the cat's health improved dramatically. Overall, she only took the $70 from my mom, but it could have been so much more. She had also tried to recruit her. Luckily, my mom declined, and again, my mom was on oxygen and extremely ill. I can only imagine how other people she reached out to in the same support group made claims of being a medical professional, but it still makes me sick to think about. Thanks for accepting stories and getting the word out. It means the world. That's ridiculous, okay? And I know I haven't done a full-on video about essential oil companies because I need to do more research personally on essential oils because I don't really use them. So I wouldn't want to do a video without knowing all of the information, but for someone to claim that she is a medical professional in a support group with other people that are literally ill and sick, come into their homes for a consultation, sell them on essential oils, and then fucking leave is ridiculous. It's wrong. It's disgusting. Don't freaking do that. It would be like going, like hair care, right? Same for Monet. If Monet were to walk into a house with a chemo patient, how fucking disgusting is that to tell them that this shampoo is going to grow their hair back? Or telling this Doterra hun to tell someone that is legitimately ill and sick and on oxygen that these essential oils are going to help her. No, it's wrong. It's disgusting. thing, but thank you so much for sending me your story. And you guys, we have to look out for these things. You have to report these types of people to the FTC. I feel like for that, you can go a little bit further with oil companies, but it's just honestly so wrong and so disgusting. So let's move on to the next one. This one is very long, and this individual has been in 4 different MLMs to include Avon, Cutco, Scentsy, and Sipology, which I haven't talked about any of these MLMs on my channel, so I'm actually really excited to read this. She goes, "Hi Deanna, I want to first say thank you for doing these videos. I wish I had come across them before I ever heard of an MLM. I've been a part of 4 different ones, and though one of them I never realized I was even a part of, I can say there needs to be so much more awareness of these scams. Sorry this is kind of long. I was first approached by an MLM when I was just 18 years old. I never knew anything about an MLM. I was only approached because I had liked Avon products, so I wanted to buy some, and this lady talked me into signing up and that I would get all these magazines to hand out with free testers she made. She made it sound absolutely wonderful. I can't remember the whole details, but I didn't have a credit card, obviously. So she had done some scammy way of getting me to sign up, and I had received this kit full of magazines and those little tester lipsticks. Once I got the kit, I never did anything with it. I had no clue, and I stopped responding to her, so it wasn't that bad. Fast forward a few years ago, I came across this ad on Facebook for Cutco. Now this company, they are all about silk stencils and paste paint. It's a design or multi-level marketing company. Anyways, some kind of deal, you pay this money for a credit card, you get a few stencils, a couple paste packets, your squeegee, and you're supposed to design things like pictures or decorate things, and their main focus is you need to build a team in order to win at these trips never before seen or not in catalog items. But everything comes with a price. As per usual, you need to have a certain quota of personal sales. You need at least a team of 10, etc. Well, needless to say, I only stayed with the company for exactly 3 months before I started noticing that the products were kind of crap. I would get my paste packets that would be open and dry, and some stencils wouldn't work, so I left. The whole time for me being with them cost me a total of $1,550. Yikes. So about 4 months go by, and I am approached by a friend of mine who I haven't spoke to in probably 10 years. The last time we talked was at my fiance's funeral, and sadly that was the last time we'd ever spoken. Now, this is where things get kind of twisted. So she is a friend. She's been there through some hard times, and although we hadn't spoke in so long, I still feel like she's trustworthy. She had preyed on the fact that if I joined Scentsy and became a part of her downline, it would be like old times hanging out, and that everything would be super awesome, and that she would help me 110%. At first I was hesitant. Must have just been a gut feeling, so I didn't join at first. But as days progressed, she would message me every day asking how I was. Same usual thing everybody does. But at the end of every conversation, she would either send me a picture of a product or talk about joining. And as always, I would say not right now. It's just not a good time. I'm still going through a lot in my life. It's just not right for me. This went on for about 2 months until Scentsy had their join in May for just $20 special. So of course she messages me and tells me some BS about how I would be so great at this. And she will set up a party and we can get some products for free to make it easier on me. And it's only $20. She told me that 3 months you have to pay for your website, which is $14 a month. I didn't think it was much, and you should really buy the scent and warmer of the month, which is $119 a month. That's so you can get 9 bars of the scent for the month, but you could also distribute it to customers or hand out samples. And you can showcase the warmer of the month to get sales. So let me pause. So essentially she says it's $20 to sign up. But hold up, you're gonna have to start paying a $14 business fee. And wait, hold up, you should buy the $120 warmer and shit. Then clearly it's not $20 to sign up. So I love how they just keep shit out until they rope you in, essentially. Now, at the same time, I had opened up to her about me leaving an abusive relationship just a year before she messaged me. Not the greatest last 3 years of my life, but we all don't get a good hand sometimes. So she says to me that this opportunity would help me get my confidence back, and for $20, I can afford that. And if you do this, I can see you more often to help you. I felt at the time she had a point that I could gain my confidence back and run my own business and stay at home. First, it gave me more anxiety. Second, you can never own the company. Third, I'd rather be out doing a normal job that actually pays. But I had yet to figure those 3 things out. I joined in May of 2019. I paid $40 for my kit after taxes. Yay, hidden fees. So yeah, $20 to sign up, and then it ended up being $40. That's so funny. I got 3 months of my website free, got a stupid small special anniversary kit too. So Scentsy has a thing called Success Start, where you can earn free credits and exclusive products. Sounds great till you hear the catch. To earn level 1, you have to sell 500 personal volume. You get a pin and some other things, and you have to reach 1,000 personal volume and become certified before 3 months is up. And if you do that, you'll get a trip, extra products, credits, etc. But you need a team of 5 with 3 people who also are certified in their first 3 months to actually get it. So you need to build a team before you can even get anywhere. They tell you to message everyone before you get your kit so you can launch the party and build your own customer team before the 3 months. Obviously, I never made it before 3 months is up because Scentsy is very heavily oversaturated. So I never made customers, and in order to even make a few sales, I had to harass my family and friends, literally shove products down people's throats. Everybody I gave samples to either had a consultant or couldn't use Scentsy products. I was feeling down and out about it, and although the 3 months that I was trying, my so-called friend would bother me to push harder to do this and do that. And she was getting very agitated at the fact that I wasn't promoting fast enough. So she, needless to say, by the end of the 3 months, she was no longer speaking to me. And if I had to question, she would literally tell me to go check my workstation. She literally ghosted me, which in Scentsy standards, if you are a sponsor, you need to be answering your downline's questions. But whatever, I decided I was going to do this whether she was with me or not. I felt like I actually could do it. I may not have gotten the credits or the shout outs or the love and support they often tell you, but really, you only get the first 2 you join, so they pull you on even deeper. Needless to say, I stuck it out for a whole year. Every month I was paying $120 for the scent and warmer of the month, consistently posting every single day, consistently taking my attention away from my children who needed me at the time. They didn't need all these silly, stupid products in the house. They needed their mom. But because I felt so compelled to be better and do better in all the silly team meetings where they would pretty much belittle you into making you feel like you're not doing enough, I couldn't see that I was slowly draining my bank account every month just to keep up with the $500 to stay active. Eventually, I had a team of 6. At first, that seemed like they were doing great. I was a team consultant, I had exactly 5 customers, and a team of 6, but within just 3 months of me reaching that title, I had 4 people quit my team and I lost customers. I was literally spending every single day on my phone getting all worked up because I would hand out samples, and again, no one would want to buy from me. Everybody was dropping off my team like flies, and I was getting told all the time that I had just such a negative outlook that was what the problem was. So I decided to stop purchasing the scent and warmer of the month. I stopped purchasing products, and I honestly didn't need them anyways and could find them way cheaper. After 3 months of doing this, I was only making a turn of $50 a month commission just off my 1 customer ordering. And of course, I didn't keep up my 500 PV to stay active every 3 months, so my contract was canceled. Although I'm happy that it was canceled because I lost so much money, it still makes me cry till this day. I still have products I can't get rid of. I have about 13 different warmers. Who needs that many warmers anyways? And don't even get me started on the wax. I still have that smells disgusting, or I still have wax that smells disgusting. You'd think by now that I'd learned my lesson. I'm never going to join another company, but that was a naive mistake. I had done the research. I would have seen all the companies are the same. I've already been through 3 different companies. Why couldn't I open my eyes? Anyways, that brings me to the last MLM, Sipology. I've never heard of Sipology. Have you guys heard of that MLM? I haven't. She goes, this company I literally only stayed with for 4 months before coming across your videos and realizing that all these companies are scam artists and there's no way for you to climb to the top and still keeping your friends and family while climbing. The only people at the top are the ones that either work 2 jobs or have rich husbands. They didn't become rich from these companies. This company is the exact same. I had to hit a certain point in your personal volume and you would get the special items, you would get the trips that they say are free, but you still have to pay for your flight, hotel, room, and meals. So when I came across your video, I instantly messaged my sponsor and said that I was no longer interested in doing this line of work, and I wished her the best. But it didn't end there because I still get rude, ignorant messages that come across from different people that I've either never met or have no friends relating to them. So yeah, I really think more awareness should be mandatory, and I highly suggest you always do your research before ever considering doing these companies. Kudos to the ones that can work it, and I'm praying for the ones that are going bankrupt bankrupt because these companies should not be around. All they cause is depression, anxiety, and make you feel so defeated at the end of the day. Not to mention the comments or messages you get. Yeah, this is my MLM horror story. I thank you for doing these videos and bringing light to what got me out of these companies. Oh, yes. It's hard. Sometimes you have to go through all of that. You know, sometimes you have to go through hard things to get to the other side, and joining 4 MLMs. I'm so sorry that you even went through all of that, and I can only imagine, you know, the money you lost just from Sensi. It sounded like you lost so much money. I do feel really bad about the one friend that decided to say, oh, if you join, like, it'll be like old times and we can hang out and we can be BFFs, but it was all a lie, and she stopped talking to her after 3 months because she wasn't making enough sales. And that's the thing, is these uplines, not all of them, but a lot of these uplines just don't care. They try and make it seem like they're gonna be your friend and that they're gonna be there for you when you join, but in all actuality, they just end up seeing if you're gonna make them enough sales. And then when you don't make them enough sales, they push you to the wayside, not to the waist. They push you to the side and say, you ain't good enough for me to talk to. Thank you, next. Actually, my video on Monday, that's what one of the uplines said. She said, well, if you're not gonna work hard enough, thank you, next. And that's exactly what it is. They think that they can determine how hard you're working, and that just really annoys me. So I'm so sorry you went through that. So let's get into the next horror story. Okay, so this is a Cutco / Vector horror story. So it goes, hey girl, I love your videos. I can't work and I hate my living situation, so your goofy ass sense of humor gets me through my day. Not gonna lie, thanks for what you do. I don't know what to say, so I'm just gonna get into it. I graduated high school in 2018, started looking for jobs. A few months later, I received a text. Weird. I don't remember exact wording or anything, and those messages are long gone. But they basically said a friend referred me and they were looking to hire young college students. I grew up in poverty, lived in an abusive home, and I'm disabled. So I jumped at the opportunity for independence. But it didn't take me long to figure out that's not what they were offering. I kept asking for details, and they were pretty vague. But they kind of made it sound like I'd just be working in marketing, not in an MLM way. Just like I'd be on their marketing team or whatever. I was confused because everyone who knows me knows I have the social skills of someone from another planet, so I couldn't figure out who or why I was recommended for the job. I need my pointer. But eventually they gave me an address for an interview, and that's all it took. They seemed kind of sus. And I realized I still hadn't gotten a company name. So I decided to put the address into Google. It was a raggedy old shed-like building located in the worst part of town. I lived in Memphis, am disabled, and weigh about 100 pounds. No way in hell I'm doing that. I asked what the company name was and she said Vector. I looked it up and turns out they want me to go door to door selling knives? Me, who could barely make it through the grocery store by myself, is a trans man who doesn't pass, is barely over 5 foot tall and looks no older than 13, going door to door in the hood with knives. I told him I was disabled too, and the lady said, it's fine. Bitch, how? Oh, y'all gonna get me one of those disability scooters or something? I watched a bunch of video about other kids who'd been preyed on by them and found out a girl has actually been sexually assaulted because they want you to go into people's houses and give a demonstration. Oh, that's horrible. But yeah, after that, I scheduled an interview with a fake name and stuff, but I didn't even show up. When she called to ask why, I gave her a weird insult of some sort. Like, I like getting creative with scammers. It's a hobby of mine. And she hung up and never pestered me again. It's been like 2 to 3 years and I still have no idea who gave her my number. I haven't seen anyone I went to high school with mentioning working with them on social media, so who the hell knows? Okay, that's insane, but I actually see that a lot. Whenever I hear a Cutco horror story or Vector, I feel like the same thing. Anyways, with that MLM, they are so weird. Like, they call you saying, oh, it's a normal job. They bring you in. They literally interview you. They hire you, and then they have you work for them. So it's essentially like, say I was in an MLM, and then I hire an assistant, and then that assistant does all my cold messages, all my cold calls, you know, is the one that passes out samples. It's literally like doing that without telling these people what they're working for, or who they're working for, or what they're actually doing. So low-key, kind of smart, because if you got the money, and you're an MLM, you at the top, right? You're at the top of the pyramid. That's smart. Just hire someone that could do all the shit for you while you sit on your ass and make the dough by the pyramid below you making the money. I mean, I'm not saying it's right, but that's just a smart ass marketing tactic for anybody. I know a lot of people that are at the top of the pyramid in MLMs that do have assistants that do all of the cold messaging and signs people up and empties out their DMs. And I mean, it's a thing people do because they don't want to do it. Because who wants to sit there and cold message people? Then you got your freaking assistants, you fake hiring people to go out and do marketing things when they're actually working for an MLMer, which I find so crazy. I also told a horror story a while back where how they were finding the phone numbers for Cutco were by hacking into people's phones. So they would, I don't remember which horror story this was, but they would literally, like, let's say you're talking to someone that works for Cutco. They would have them download an app, and the app would take all the contacts out of that person's phone. So that could be a way that they got this individual's number. Who knows? That's just a very sketchy MLM. Now, I do want to say this is all based on people's experiences that I'm talking about with Cutco. I'm not trying to make any claims about them, but this is just what I've heard from people that have been in the MLM, which I just find so crazy. So let's move into another one. Okay, so I'm really hyped about this one. It says Hun on LinkedIn. Yikes. And then that's the caption for it. So grab your coffee. Let's see. She said, "Hi Deanna, please don't use my name, but I really want to get the word out about MLM Huns using LinkedIn." She goes, "I'm a junior at an Ivy League university, so I've done a lot of LinkedIn networking with my peers and for internships I've had. I'm also vice president of my sorority, which I have listed on my LinkedIn profile. It's totally normal for alumni from my university or alumni from my sorority to reach out to me on LinkedIn to network. Oftentimes, legit companies want to recruit from my school and or alumni want to pass on a real opportunity at their company. However, a few days ago, I got this message. The message says, 'Hi, blank. As former SDT pledge mom and two-time president, I know SDTs make great leaders, so I'm connecting with you. Sister, to see if you've heard of the new Savvy activewear line. Super cute stuff, and we're in pre-launch looking for empowered women who love fun to launch. Want to hear more?' It started out similar to LinkedIn messages for legit opportunity, but something felt off. Especially as someone who loves watching anti-MLM videos, my Hun radar was going off. I Googled Savvy and couldn't find anything that would show it was an MLM, but something still felt scammy, so I searched on Reddit, and only after some major digging did I find out it was a new MLM and apparently part of Epiphany, which I think was founded by an ex-LuLaRoe Hun. None of this was clear by searching for Savvy. So it's so new, the only things that come up on their website are of course nothing really. And their website mentions nothing of being in an MLM or a part of Epiphany. As soon as I found this, I was like, hell to the no. But I wanted to see if she would admit it, so I sent this to her. So my girl sent this to the MLMer. She says, "Hi, thank you for reaching out to me. I haven't heard of Savvy. Just curious, is it an MLM?" The MLMer says, "It is a hybrid of network marketing and affiliate marketing. Some people just do the affiliate side, making commission off the close." Don't lie, bitch. You're in a fucking MLM. I've done a video comparing network marketing, affiliate marketing, and influencer marketing. And let me tell you, that video, there's nothing similar. No, nothing similar. Let's just not even go there. She said, "Yeah, no thanks." She didn't even admit it to me about being an MLM, just said network marketing. Girl, I see right through that. Take your recruiting out of my inbox and stop targeting women from my sorority. What kind of sister would scam another sister? Gross. It's honestly offensive that Huns are now trying to recruit women on LinkedIn. This Hun was clearly very smart because she used a similar format to real legit messages. It was so good. If I wasn't so obsessed with the anti-MLM world, even as a really educated woman, I wouldn't immediately think something was scammy. LinkedIn is meant to be used for legitimate professional opportunities. It's just so gross to imagine that Huns will now be flooding my LinkedIn inbox, taking up space and distracting from actual opportunities that could land me a real job. Ew, gross. Watch out, ladies. LinkedIn isn't safe anymore. Love your channel. Watching your videos makes my day. Girl, I love you, but come on. If you want an MLM, just fucking say it. Just stand up and be like, yeah, I'm in an MLM. But the problem is, my question for that is, why is she trying to hide it? Why is she trying to hide the word MLM and say network marketing / affiliate marketing? It's because MLMs have such a bad rep now. Bad rep, whatever the fuck. They have a bad rap, okay? And no one wants to join them because people know that MLMs can be very scammy and that most people fail. So instead of saying MLMs, you want to trick someone to join by saying it's network marketing. It's the same fucking thing. Network marketing is the same fucking thing as an MLM. Okay, MLM, network marketing, same thing. Affiliate marketing, totally different. So I just think it's funny that someone would lie because she knows that what she's doing is wrong. She knows that what she's doing is wrong, okay? She knows that the world can see right fucking through her now, and she wants to lie to people, which I find very disrespectful and rude. But stop using LinkedIn MLM reps. What? That is legit for actual opportunities for people to land jobs and to apply for jobs. LinkedIn is a really good site that you can use, and that's not really cool that these MLM reps will use fucking anything now. They use Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, every social media platform. Now they want to use Bumble BFF to pretend to be females' friends and then fucking recruit them and get blocked on Bumble. I've seen that some people in MLMs have been reported to Bumble that they've been blocked and make new accounts to still scam more people. And now you want to use LinkedIn? Yo, where are people getting these ideas that this is okay? I don't understand it. Don't understand.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. Don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
Okay, so let's do a couple more. So this next one is about Primerica. She goes, "Hey Deanna, I recently found your channel and other YouTubers who speak about the MLM community. And I want to thank you for bringing more awareness about the danger behind these companies. I wanted to share my story about a time I had to sit through a dreadful MLM business meeting with Primerica. I haven't seen you make a video on this MLM group and wanted to share my story. My sister-in-law had called me up and asked if I could go to a meeting with her. She told me if I came with her, she would earn some type of credit. Side note, when she came to me about this meeting, I was under the impression that it was something nurse-related. She had spoken to me several times about wanting to do this bridge program to become a nurse, so I thought there was a correlation with this meeting. She told me after the meeting she would get me Chipotle, and well, who doesn't love Chipotle? You got me there, girl. I love it. So I got dressed up and was ready to go. She came and picked me up, and her best friend, let's call her Allie, also agreed to come to the meeting with her. We finally pulled up and had to wait an hour in this hot lounge area. A lady finally brought us into a small office. Allie and I were asked to sit in front of the desk. The lady begins the meeting by telling us the history of Primerica and how the company helps save millions of lives by selling life insurance. She then follows up with this video showing all of these people who were saved by Primerica and how they're now living their best life with their expensive cars and exotic trips. Now at this point, I'm not dumb. I can smell the BS. I'm just trying to get through this so I can get my Chipotle. And after this ridiculous video, the lady starts getting professional. She starts asking me and Allie how old we are, were we married, did we have kids, where did we see ourselves in 5 years? She looks over at Allie and she instantly starts asking her, wouldn't she want a huge mansion for her kids? Wouldn't she want a high monthly income where she wouldn't have to work her corporate job anymore? Now, poor Allie is really feeding into this nonsense, but I'm trying to give homegirl the don't do it face. I can tell the person writing this, could be my best friend, so go reach out to me. We could chat. But she's getting wrapped up in this mess. At this point, she turns and looks at me and says, what about you? Wouldn't you want a huge mansion for yourself and for your husband? I looked straight in her face and I said, no, not at all. Not everyone wants a huge mansion. She then asked me, well, wouldn't you agree that the more money you have, the happier you are? I responded, not necessarily, or we wouldn't be hearing about how depressed and miserable a lot of celebrities are. At this point, I can sense she's getting irritated with my responses. She starts rambling on about this being a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And by signing up to become licensed insurance sellers, we'll be starting our dream empire. All of a sudden, she was asking us for $125 to start our training. Allie and I looked at each other in confusion, and we were only there to hear about this business so my sister-in-law can get her credit, not to pay for anything. I tried declining her 50 different ways. This lady refuses to accept my decline. She kept telling me once we became licensed, we would make crazy money from selling the insurance. And then we could recruit other friends and family who would get a percentage of their commission. Hello, pyramid scheme. So pause. My question is, this girl just wants her Chipotle, okay? She just went there so she could get her $8 Chipotle, $10 Chipotle, and now she gotta pay $125 to get her $8 to $10 Chipotle? That's rude. That is really rude. But it's funny, because think about that. Like, damn, I just came to this meeting for some Chipotle. I can just go get myself Chipotle and not have to pay this $125. This is where it starts to get intense. She walks out of the room to come back with a gentleman. He locks the door behind him. Let me also remind you, it is hotter than hell in this room, so everyone's looking sweaty and miserable. And once he locked us in, I thought we were going to die from heat exhaustion. Anyways, he starts yelling, "Look at my clothes. Look at my expensive watch. I bought myself a brand new car. It's because of Primerica. I'm my own boss. Now, how would you like to pay for this $125? Deanna, I kid you not, I thought I was gonna have to fight somebody to get out of there. Nothing, and I mean nothing I said would get me out of there. Also, Allie is trying her best to get out of this situation, but they're not hearing it. Finally, I had to lie my way out of there or we were gonna be held hostage, bitch. America, what you doing to people? I told them my husband and I have a joint savings account. I would get my money for the training. They were thrilled, and they asked Allie 100 times how she was going to pay the $125. Homegirl literally told them the exact same thing I said. We told them we were going to be back with the money in 30 minutes. They finally unlocked the door and we ran out of there and sat in my sister-in-law's car while she stayed to talk with them for a moment. Allie and I looked at each other and were beyond shocked. My sister-in-law finally came in the car and started saying she was excited about this amazing opportunity. I was so pissed off I didn't even want my Chipotle anymore. I pretended I had a migraine so she could just drop me off at home. Allie needed to pick up her kids from her mom's house, which was a lie because she told me her husband was watching the kids. We were both exhausted. We had been in that room for 3 hours. This happened back in 2016, and to this day, I still feel uncomfortable doing any type of favor for my sister-in-law because I don't know what to expect. So that's my story. I truly hope no one ever has to experience what I went through with Primerica, bitch. Are you kidding me? That's one of the most insane stories I've heard. Like, first off, fuck your sister-in-law. How rude. Okay, don't fuck her. Like, I won't say fuck you if she didn't know this was gonna happen, but if the whole time she knew that she was bringing y'all to some cult-like fucking meeting where y'all was gonna have to sign up, spend $125, like, I just wouldn't even talk to my sister-in-law no more. I would, bitch, you ain't a part of my life anymore. Bye. Bye. And trust me, I have sister-in-laws, okay? I have 3 brothers. And if one of them did that shit to me, don't call me, don't talk to me, don't ask me to come to events. I'm not fucking with you. Like, what? No. Okay, but I don't know. Maybe her sister-in-law did know or didn't know. And if her sister-in-law didn't know, then I won't, it is what it is. That is fucked up. And to literally be held hostage in a room where they tell you about this amazing opportunity and then say, yeah, you're paying me, bitch. You're fucking paying me. I would call the cops. I would literally report their ass. Hell no. That is one of the worst stories I've heard when it comes to any MLM horror story. Y'all being held hostage out here. Anyways, so that was all for today's MLM horror stories. I hope that you guys enjoyed it and you liked it. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Clearly, if you did not like it, don't fucking like it then. And then don't forget to comment down below. I really love to chat with you guys, and definitely let me know if you want me to continue this series or if you want me to come up with a new series, because I do have something else in mind if you guys are not enjoying these MLM horror stories anymore. So definitely make sure to let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to be a part of this little family of mine that we have here on YouTube. And don't forget, I upload 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!